Imagine if everything people ever told you about feelings was just a big lie. They said you should be kind, show your weaker points, and let your emotions guide you. But what did you get from that? Only letdowns, others not being loyal, and a feeling of total weakness. Anyone who chooses being liked more than being feared is going to face serious trouble. People believe that being liked gives them influence, but it really doesn't. Being liked is not strong. It depends on things. It goes away when you don't give people what they want anymore. Being feared, on the other hand, stays the same. Being feared gives you authority. You don't need them to agree with you. You need them to do what you tell them. You should not be too worried about how you are feeling inside. Instead, you should concentrate on your power to achieve your goals. For you, your emotions should be like an instrument you can use. This instrument is something you can use against your competitors, but it should never be used in a way that hurts you. Just think about this. How many times has a feeling that you must do something made you stop and think? How often have you put up with people not treating you well because you were worried about causing an argument? How many times have you hidden your anger, paid no attention to your strong inner feelings, or reduced your natural energy? And what was the result of doing that? What did you actually lose? Well, you lost your ability to have an effect on people, your control in situations, and your real, true personal strength. That is the high cost that your own feelings make you pay. A person who wishes to act righteously in all matters will inevitably suffer among so many who are not righteous. This means that trying to be a good person in a difficult world almost certainly leads to your failure. You are not living in a system that is always fair. You are in a world where some people take advantage, like hunters, and others become victims, like the hunted. So if you decide you want to be a person in charge, you might need to learn to control your strong feelings. This is because it is said that a leader must learn when it is better not to be too good. And this is not about being mean all the time. It's because being decent or fair is really only useful if it helps you achieve your aims, not just to make you feel less bad about yourself. Your way of doing things should be calm, based on facts, and well planned. This is what makes people who lead different from people who just follow instructions. Leaders are the ones who start actions, while followers just react to things. And you might ask, well, what makes a person react? Usually it's just their feelings. People who are guided mainly by how they feel inside can be easily influenced, made upset, or have their balance shaken. But the individual who keeps their feelings hidden or controlled is often the one in charge of the whole situation. So if you must choose, it is much safer to be feared by people than to be loved by them. This is true because love often depends on what good things you can provide for others. Fear, however, depends on what things you might take from them. So people will be friendly towards you when it doesn't ask anything of them. They will acknowledge your authority even if they don't actually like you as a person. So fear provides a strong base, a feeling of certainty, and ensures that people will follow instructions. But love, on the other hand, creates expectations, and these expectations frequently result in feeling let down. So it's important for you to seem like you are kind and show that you are generous, but you must not really become these things on the inside. You should act like two different people, the one the public sees and the actual person making careful plans. Everyone notices how you appear on the outside, but only a very small number of people understand what you are truly like. And your real personality must be protected, kept separate and controlled, just like hard steel hidden behind a friendly look. This is because other people are constantly watching, searching for any opportunity and judging you. When they sense a true feeling, they find a weak point in how you protect yourself. That is how they can get through to you. They use your desire to do the right thing. They try to make you question your own judgment. They turn your caring nature into a weapon they can use. So what action should you take? Well, you must get rid of it. You have to remove this inner weak spot before other people can discover and use it. So remember, your enemy should be either treated very kindly or completely defeated, because they will try to get back at you for minor hurts. For big injuries, though, they are too weak to do anything about it. And you might think that showing kindness or mercy will make people loyal to you, but that's not right. It only gives them time. Time to get better, time to hold on to bad feelings, and time to come back with even more strength. But having total control puts a stop to any arguments or problems for good. Your enemy cannot get strong again if you don't give them any space to breathe or recover. This is what true leadership without emotions looks like. It's not about anger or being aggressive. It's just about clear, determined, and consistent action. So don't focus too much on the final outcome. Instead, concentrate on your own power. And showing kindness is a choice you can make, but not very often. Letting someone off is a strategy you can use, but emotions and having feelings, that will always be a disadvantage. Another important thing to remember is that the worth of your commitment is only based on how much it helps you at this moment. If a serious promise from a previous time makes you less strong today, then you should get rid of it. Because being in control is not built on having high moral standards. It is built on having the stronger position. And this is a very important piece of advice for your current situation. The people around you are not really interested in your private thoughts or feelings. They are more interested in what you can offer them, what you can give to them, or what they can get from you. The moment your emotions make it difficult for you to think clearly, other people will take advantage and grab all they can. So you must not give them that opportunity to do so. You need to get rid of any personal weakness. You should silence any feeling that you owe something to others. So make sure that feeling completely disappears and just allow other people to be controlled by their emotions and personal feelings. But instead, you will make your decisions using your intelligence and reason. Another important lesson you should start putting into practice is to show your authority in a believable way, almost without anyone noticing. This is because obvious orders are not enough, and you really have to hide your true power. As they say, a leader needs to be like a fox to recognize traps, and like a lion to scare away enemies. The lion depends on its power, while the fox depends on its clever thinking. And you will need both of these qualities, but the fox's way usually helps you survive longer. This is because power that is easy to see can also be easily attacked, but strength that is hidden behind a friendly appearance is much harder for others to challenge. This is why it's so important that you fully become this public character. You don't actually show your real emotions. Instead, you pretend to have them and you copy them. You don't do things because you are truly kind. You only perform acts of kindness when doing so helps you achieve your specific goals. It's often said ordinary people are always fascinated by what they can see on the outside, and the world is mostly made up of these ordinary people. Most individuals don't actually see what's real. They mostly notice how things appear on the surface, so you need to show them an image of yourself that they cannot see through. Create a personality that they will find completely believable and trustworthy. You should smile when it's a good move for your plans. Laugh when people expect you to laugh. Also, try to seem fair and always look calm and in control. However, on the inside, you must always stay unemotional, very observant of everything around you, and constantly be making your plans. This is the best method for you to gradually gain more power and influence over others without them realizing it and resisting your efforts. Often in our world, being completely and truly honest can lead to problems for you. Instead, being good at pretending to be a certain way often brings better results. If people see you are holding a weapon, they will be cautious of you. But if they see you have an open hand, they are more likely to feel they can trust you. The important ability is to keep your weapon or your advantage hidden and to understand exactly the right moment when you should show it. It is not completely necessary for a leader to actually have all the good qualities I have talked about, but it is extremely important to appear as if he does have them. Pretending to have good morals is often more useful than truly having them, because genuine good morals can sometimes restrict what you are able to do. When you pretend to be moral, it acts like a shield that protects you. You make yourself look like a good person to others, but you always make decisions that are mainly for your own personal advantage. And this is the general way that leaders and rulers manage to keep their power for a long time. Let people believe you are a good and honest person. Meanwhile, deal with any dangers in secret. Allow them to see you as someone who seems good. At the same time, make your agreements privately. This is why not showing feelings is vital, because emotions reveal your true thoughts. They make your public image less steady. They show if you are unsure, worried, if you hesitate, or feel connected to someone. And when people detect your true inner feelings, the act you are putting on falls apart. That's when their respect for you will get smaller. That's when they will start to oppose you. That's when you become easy to hurt. You must not allow that to happen. The image you show to everyone must stay perfect. Control starts with how your face looks, the sound of your voice, and staying calm and composed. You might be feeling very angry inside, but on the outside you must appear totally cold and calm, like ice. So remember this, everybody sees how you look on the outside, but very few people understand what you are truly like inside. And that gives you an advantage. This is because people usually don't fight against something or someone they admire. They will openly fight against what they are clearly afraid of, but they give in to what they believe they can trust. So you should become the person or thing they feel they can trust. Show yourself as an honest person with good values, but be ready to attack like a dangerous snake when the right chance finally appears. And here is the hard part. In time, you might not know where the role you play stops and where your real self begins. That is a sign it is working well. You are not just acting now, you have become one with the role. No clues given, no mistakes, no hesitations. You have removed your old self, the one that worried about others' opinions, the one that felt things very strongly, the one that really needed others to say they did well. That one is now gone, and now you act your part just right. Because a true student of this idea does not look for what is real. He uses what is real, changes it, and then shares it to reach his aims. Do you understand the great power in that idea? The ability to make others think you are on their side, while you change their world to fit your plans. That has more influence than just using simple force. It is what powerful rulers do, so stop trying to be fair. Allow other people to be honest. Allow them to show their feelings. Allow them to say their thoughts. You will just smile. You will just nod. You will continue to act. And when the character you play is perfect, no one will even see the secret advantage you hold. You must become impossible to hurt, feeling nothing hidden behind this character you play. True power does not come from showing off your strength. It comes from never needing to show it. This is the second stage of gaining control. Control the image they perceive. Manage what they actually see. Hide your real aim. And at the perfect moment, you act decisively. You want to be successful, but there is a part of you that keeps asking, is this really the right path for me? That questioning voice inside your head, you must get rid of it. This is important because when you feel you have a duty to others, it limits you. People who feel such obligations are usually managed by those who do not feel them. When looking at what people do, especially leaders, it is the end result that truly proves if the actions were correct. Think about that very carefully. It is not about your feelings, your reasons, or even your moral beliefs. The final result, what you achieved, that is the only thing which is truly important. History books usually do not praise men who are just good or decent. History praises the rulers. It praises the individuals who took strong, clear actions, not the ones who were uncertain or hesitated. If you hesitate or show uncertainty, you are going to lose. So let's be absolutely clear on this. If you are still holding on to the idea that being a good and honest person will keep you safe, you will definitely be seen as an easy target. People do not truly value kindness. They use it for their own benefit. They do not really appreciate fairness. They take advantage of it to get what they want. Your ability to understand others' feelings gives them a way to affect you. Your willingness to forgive or be easy on them is their opportunity to get what they need. Your feeling that you have to do certain things is the tool they use against you. A man who tries very hard to be good in all his actions is certain to face problems and lose out because there are many, many people who are not good. Therefore, you should think about why you continue to follow a set of principles that almost no one else pays attention to. Why do you obey guidelines that were created to keep you quiet and manageable? The truth is tough, but it can also make you feel free. Feeling like you must do something is not a sign of being a good person. It is a sign of being controlled by others. This idea has been put into your mind to stop you from doing what is really best for your own life. Every time you stop and think before doing something that would be good for you, ask yourself, whose rule is this that I'm following in my head? Whose permission or okay am I still trying to get? The answer is never your own. That is how you have been stopped from being effective or powerful. Because a person who acts when they feel they have to is quite easy to understand. Other people can affect him. He can be made to wait. He can be made to stop. But the person who feels nothing at all, only the very clear picture of his plan, is almost impossible to stop. This is how the most powerful people used to work. Behind every important position, every big territory, every well-known name was a person who understood this basic idea. Your guiding ideas can be changed, but real power can't. You don't get to the top by being well-liked by everyone. You get to the top by being the one in control. And when you are the one in control, others will call you unkind or cruel until they actually need your support, until they are in a position below you. Then all of a sudden, your lack of strong feeling is seen as an ability to handle difficulties. Your firm way of doing things then becomes seen as strong leadership. You really need to understand this lesson deeply. It is much safer to be feared than loved if you cannot have both. Friendship or love is not a steady way to get things. It depends on others. It fades. It changes. It can disappoint you. But fear lasts. Fear makes even your enemies show respect. Fear makes people obey, even if they secretly dislike it. And if you are smart, if you act a certain way, they will not even know they are afraid of you. They will just feel they cannot go against you because something in your quiet style troubles them. You shouldn't feel bad for doing what is needed. This is for your growth. Most people can't influence others well because they care too much. They want to be liked. They want to be good. And by wanting this, they lose their power. They are honest when they should lie or trick. They are kind when they should be tough. They show feelings they should have kept hidden deep inside. You must act the opposite way. You must work like a ghost, mostly unseen, and use making others feel they owe you as a tool, not a weakness. Make others feel it, but never feel it yourself. Make them sorry they doubted you. Make them apologize for questioning your plans. Make them wonder if they are the problem. This is a more developed way to influence people. This is a quiet way to be in control. This is because when you can control what someone feels they should do for you, you also control the decisions they make. You guide how they think. In this way, you can manage them completely. This is the method that cunning leaders use to defeat opponents who are physically stronger. They don't rely on their own physical power. Instead, they focus on how people see and understand things. If you are able to change what a person believes is real, you will never have to fight them directly with physical force. And the most powerful lie you can tell people is this: I am the person who is doing what is truly best for you. Even when you are actually only doing what is best for yourself, you should feel no need to do things for others. No bad feelings about your actions. Only focus on what you achieve. That is the main difference between those who are in control and those who are controlled by others. People in control can relax and feel at peace, not because they believe they are morally right, but simply because they have won. They can do this because they already understand the things that you are learning at this moment. Feeling like you have to do something for others isn't based on reality. This feeling of obligation is actually a kind of trick or illusion. The time has come for you to stop believing in it and to get rid of it completely. From now on, you will not apologize or try to explain why you are planning things carefully to get what you want. You will not hesitate anymore when you are doing something that is good for you personally. You will stop feeling bad or sorry if you use the truth or tell lies, as long as it helps you gain more power. Your main goal is not for other people to understand your reasons. Your main goal is for other people to do what you tell them. This represents the third part of your personal transformation. Do not feel you owe anything to anyone. Do not try to win by playing fair. Win in a quiet, careful way. Win again and again all the time. This is the truly interesting thing about how power works. You should try to look like you are not very important. But in reality, you should be in charge of all things. You need to appear harmless, keep to yourself, and not try to get noticed by others. Let other people make jokes about you. Let them think you are not very capable. Let them say you are too distant, a bit strange, or too quiet. That is actually a good thing for you. It works like a shield to protect you. This is because when people do not expect anything special from you, they will not prepare themselves for what you might do. And this situation gives you the freedom to make your move at the exact time you decide is best. Everybody can see how you appear on the outside, but only a few people get to know what you are really like inside. You are actually a careful plan that is hidden behind a calm appearance. You possess a lot of strong energy, even though you might show a cool, unemotional look in your eyes. You are like a powerful storm that is building up, but on the surface you seem like a gentle, soft breeze. Understand this important point clearly. People who make a lot of noise often start arguments or problems. But people who are quiet are often the ones who solve them. And when you choose to work quietly without drawing attention, you gain two very strong advantages. First, you can carefully observe everyone around you. While they are busy talking and not paying attention, you are noticing their weaknesses, their prideful behavior, and the small signs that show what they are really thinking. You really do see and understand everything. This is because being quiet does not mean you are doing nothing. In fact, it is more like being a hunter, watching and waiting. Second, you can make your moves without anyone trying to stop you or get in your way. When nobody knows what your plan is, then nobody is able to put obstacles in your path to stop you. When other people do not expect you to rise up and gain more influence, they often leave the position of power open and not well defended. When you choose to be quiet, you carefully decide what information you will show people, what secrets you will keep to yourself, and what ideas you will hint at. You speak very little, not giving away too much information. Let them try to figure things out from your hints. Let their minds create ideas about you. Let them make assumptions about what you are doing. Then, after that, you can use what they have assumed as a tool to help you, almost like a weapon. Always remember this important point. An untrue story that people believe is often more powerful and effective than a true fact that you have to explain. You do not have a duty or need to give reasons for what you do. What you do have a duty to do is to achieve your goals and show real outcomes. People will ask themselves questions like, what secret plans does he have? For what particular reason did he behave like that? What exactly is going on inside his mind? Let them keep guessing about your intentions. Let them feel a little uncomfortable and unsure. This is like fighting a battle using people's minds. This is how you gain control or an advantage without having to argue or fight openly. Leaders should appear to be honest, generous, and thoughtful towards others, even if in reality they were more distant, very determined, and always thinking about their plans. It is because this method keeps your opponents or enemies from knowing what you are really doing until it is time for you to take action, until you can defeat them without any warning beforehand, without causing a big disturbance, and without it becoming a public show. Winning quietly, without a lot of fuss, is the most perfect and best kind of success. There are no big arguments to deal with, no long talks about what happened, just the clear results you wanted. The reason for this is that by the moment they finally understand your actual plan or method, you have already moved forward to your next important step. This is the way powerful people emerge, right where everyone can see them. There are no big showy actions, no sudden bursts of strong feeling, just a careful and quiet way of getting things done. It is not necessary to make any threats to others. It's also not necessary to tell people what you're doing, because your silence alone becomes a warning. People start to feel nervous about the things they are not aware of concerning you. This feeling of unease they have is what keeps you safe. This same feeling of unease also makes it so they cannot easily affect or harm you. And this is the kind of person you must change into, a being who has a definite aim, a hidden figure who is working towards a specific strategy, someone who seems like they are not revealing much, yet people still look up to them. Most individuals want to be noticed by others. You, however, desire to be in charge. Let those other people look for loud attention. You should focus on building your power. Every person who makes a lot of noise is actually setting themselves up for their own failure. But you are different. You are already creating what will happen next, making one quiet decision at a time. This is because there is nothing that makes people more uneasy than a person who takes action, but says nothing about it. A person who might smile, but you cannot tell what they are really thinking or feeling. A person who pays close attention to what others say, but does not share any of their own thoughts. This particular cares is the method you should use to achieve victory. You must learn to be in charge of the quiet moments and situations. Then when the perfect opportunity comes, break that quietness with a very clear and firm action. There should be no advance notice given and no earlier signs of what you will do. It should just be a single action that is so precise and so completely unexpected that others are unable to bounce back from it. And then you go back to being unseen once again. This becomes your fourth way of changing how you appear or operate. So make sure that other people find it very difficult to figure you out. Remain very strong and steady in your purpose and actions. Try to operate in a way that you are not easily noticed by others. Do what you need to do without making a lot of noise or drawing attention. Make sure that you do not leave behind any evidence of your actions or plans. And be in control and direct others without needing to say anything at all. You have learned how to manage and calm your inner feelings. You have gained good control over your emotions, your actions, and the way you carry yourself. You have changed into a hidden power that can act suddenly without any warning. Now is the time to take the final big step forward, not just to be a player in the game, but to become the whole game itself. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot have both. Being liked by others is a weakness. Being liked by others often depends on their continued loyalty. Being liked also means you need to be open with people. Fear, on the other hand, makes people respect you. Fear makes people do what you say. Fear keeps your opponents unsure, your followers loyal, and you in a position of power. But you must be very careful with this. Using fear without a clear plan or purpose just creates chaos. Using fear without controlling yourself will only lead to your own downfall. You need to become the master of using fear and the master of controlling yourself. The person who controls their feelings deeply, calming what's inside them, gains a very clear and sharp mind and not a mind that feels empty. This person can see clearly through deceptive tricks, chaotic situations, and things meant to distract. He is like a very precise tool, sharp, unemotional, and always steady. A wise leader should never keep a promise if doing so would go against what is best for him. You do not tie yourself down with emotional connections to other people. Your only real loyalty is to having power and achieving your important goals. This way of acting is not about being cruel or unkind. It is about protecting yourself and your position. This is the highest form of being in complete control of yourself. When you do not allow strong feelings to control you, you make yourself very strong against pressures from other people. So praise from other people cannot make you feel overly proud, and negative comments cannot make you feel deeply sad or weak. You are like a very secure fortress, impossible for anyone to break into and very difficult for anyone to reach. Now think carefully and deeply about yourself. What kind of person are you in reality? Are you the type of person who is easily changed or controlled by every quick passing feeling you have inside? Or alternatively, are you the kind of person who skillfully directs and manages every brief moment and passing feeling? This important difference clearly shows whether you are more like a leader or more like someone who usually follows. Your emotions are useful tools that you should learn to use. They should never be the things that have control over you. These feelings are like small, manageable fires that you need to carefully control, not like huge, uncontrolled fires that will completely overwhelm and consume you. Not allowing your feelings to take control does not mean you become totally empty on the inside, similar to an empty container. Instead, it means you become much more like the incredibly large and expansive sea. On the surface, it appears calm and peaceful. It is extremely deep, and it has the power to create huge storms. But these are mighty storms that you completely control. You are the supreme ruler of your own personal world. This includes your mind, your physical body, and everything in your surroundings. You do not break apart under severe pressure. You do not pause or show uncertainty. You absolutely do not give in to others. This is because you have fully understood the same important idea that Machiavelli also recognized. A lion is not able to protect himself from hidden traps all the time, and a fox is not able to defend himself from dangerous wolves all the time. Because of this, a person needs to be clever like a fox to find the traps and brave like a lion to frighten off the wolves. You are, in fact, both of these things. You are the strong lion that takes the clear and important final action. You are also the clever fox that can disappear quietly whenever it is necessary. This is truly the very best way a person can exist, the highest possible level you can achieve in your life. It is a special condition where you become someone others cannot easily harm. You are very determined and do not easily give up. And while some people might feel a bit intimidated by you, they also hold you in high regard and deeply respect you. This happens because true and real authority often works quietly and doesn't need to be loud, but it is definitely never weak or ineffective. This kind of authority remains calm and not overly emotional, but it is certainly never careless or fails to pay attention to important details. It naturally makes other people want to follow your lead or agree with your direction without you even having to ask them directly to do so. To successfully reach this advanced state of being, you absolutely must choose self-control instead of being led by strong emotions, clear and logical thinking instead of acting on sudden impulses, and maintaining firm command instead of allowing confusion or disorder. The world is unfortunately very full of many individuals who let themselves feel far too much, tend to talk far too much, and as a direct consequence of this, they often end up losing everything that is important to them. However, you are definitely not one of those individuals at all. You're precisely the kind of individual who stays completely calm and reliably strong even when everything around you seems to be in total chaos, like a big fire. You are the sense of peaceful quiet right in the very center of a lot of noise, confusion, and general trouble. You are the person who is fully in charge of guiding your own future path, and you are also the complete and total ruler of your own private feelings and thoughts inside. You do not just sit back and passively wait for good opportunities to simply appear. Instead, you actively work hard to create those chances for yourself. You do not spend your valuable time trying to find approval or agreement from other people around you. You effectively command it, or you make certain that you will receive it. You do not simply go through feelings of deep pain or great suffering. Instead, you cleverly find practical ways to use these difficult feelings to your own definite advantage. This is primarily because you are not any longer an ordinary individual who gets trapped and uncontrollably carried away by the strong flow of powerful emotions, much like someone caught in a fast river. Instead, you have become like that powerful and forceful current itself. You are completely unstoppable, truly unshakable in your resolve, and absolutely unbreakable in your spirit. You have successfully transformed yourself into the most accurate and genuine example of that specific kind of strong authority. You represent the calm, thoughtful, and highly strategic power that carefully plans and stands as the main force behind every single action you take. The individual who is not controlled by their feelings is the very same individual who, as a result, successfully commands and controls everything else. And achieving this level of masterful self-control and outward command represents the greatest and most significant victory anyone can ever hope to achieve.
Hello guys, this is the manager of this channel speaking. Don't forget to subscribe to help this channel grow.